ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महाभजनाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरतिसे नमः। जय रूपा सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ जय गोसाई करी चरण वंदन जायते विघ्ननाश अभीष्ट पूरन महाभाव सुरगतम कृष्ण प्रिया राधिके
This mercy of Sri Guru Prabhupada Vaishnavas, we are listening to the qualities and pastimes of Bhagavan's Parikars. when Maharaj started publishing the translations of the Goswami scriptures, then what did he do? He wanted to see the original manuscripts, because sometimes the original manuscripts are changed, or something else is added, or something is added according to one's own speculation. So this cannot be proved as evidence. This is actually like disrespecting the Goswamis. So this way, by disrespecting, disobeying, one will fall down. So Maharaj himself, he went to Jaipur and even met the chief Goswami. They all had the ancient manuscripts of all the Goswamis. So when he went from Vrindavan to Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan, Radha Madhur Radha Shyam Sundar, then all the gifts of the Goswamis, everything, Maharaj took along with him. So that has been rescued, preserved. When Prabhupada Sasi Thakur went preaching, he went to Jaipur and he stayed there for 15 days and he had darshan of all the manuscripts and he preserved whatever was needed. So when Maharaj also went to Jaipur, he saw Baldev Vidyabhushan Prabhu's commentary, Govinda-Bhashya on the Vedanta Sutras, Prameya Ratnavali, Siddhanta Darpan, and all the other books of Vishwanath Thakur, and all the manuscripts written by the Sat Goswamis. So Maharaji saw that all these granthas that were published, they saw that the original shlokas, many of them had been altered, but because of not having understood them, or even after having understood them, then by the influence of Kali, they made many inappropriate changes. It has also been said that Vishwanath Thakur, he has written a Sanskrit commentary on Kaviraj Goswami's Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is written mostly in Bengali. It also has some Sanskrit shlokas, but mainly it's composed in Bengali. So Gurudeva Thakur, he wrote a Sanskrit commentary. He published this Chaitanya Charitamrita in Sanskrit, but now it's lost. Some parts of this book, they have so Gurudeva anyhow, he collected from Chakleshwar, Mahadev and all these other temples, he collected the Sanskrit shlokas of Gurudeva Thakur and Gurudeva Thakur's Sanskrit commentary on Chaitanya Charitamrita, on the Bhagavatam, on the Vedas, Upanishads. He collected all these things, all these shlokas, but then he saw that there were some differences in certain explanations of shlokas. In this way, in this Govinda-Bhashya, there is the commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, and also their explanations on other shlokas, and so there are many mixtures, like amalgamations. Like it seems that someone, they quote, they say that they have certain confusions on the books of Nari Sarkar Thakur and Nari Chakrati Thakur. Before there was Hari Bhakti Vilas, now there's Braj Bhakti Vilas. Before also they're having confusions about Srinath Chakravarti and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So say Maharaja, he saw all these manuscripts. And there's also a library in Madras, in Chennai. There are also all these books. There's a collection of all these books. Also a library in Calcutta. Also in Odisha and Berhampur. There's Radharaman Press. So he went to all these different places. And then all the different books were scattered here and there. Because Vyasadeva he had written 18,000 slokas in the Bhagavatam. And the Skanda Purana, 40,000 verses. And other Purana, 60,000, 80,000 verses. Vyasadeva has written down everything. Because he knew that in the future they'd do something. And Bhagavatam was started to be published, especially from Gorakhpur, Gita Press. Then they published 13,500 verses and nearly 5,000 verses they removed, or else they could not find. But by the influence of Kal, time, the small tattva, they said that, oh, this has been added later on. This is not written by Vyasadeva, this is written by one scholar called Bopadev. So they said many things like this. So Maharaja is thinking, if I have to publish any books, then I'll have to look at the original manuscripts. So then he went to Galtagati, where Bhaktivedanta Prabhu had this discussion with the Ramanandi Vaishnavas, Nimbarki Sampradaya Vaishnavas, because they said that Govinda, who's in Jaipur, Radharani should not be kept beside him, because Radharani has no relationship with Krishna. He has relationship with Rukmini and Satyabhama, but not with Radharani. And also Krishna came in Dwapar Yuga. In Treta Sitaram came. So first Sitaram will be worshipped, and then Krishna and Rukmini will be worshipped. They say Bhogal first be offered to Ram and Sita, and then Rukmini Krishna. This is stated by, and also the Ramanuji Sampradaya Vaishnava is saying, Lakshmi Narayana most exactly, so they should be worshipped first. So this is making many such points. So then Maharaji called all the acharyas of all the sampradayas. At that time, out of Sat Goswamis, there was some bhajan on the Mahatma Vaishnavas who were doing bhajan in a very hidden way, so that none could see them. At the time Chakrati Thakur had already become very aged. So he was thinking, who will go and debate with them? So then Vishwanath Thakur, he sent Bhaktivedanta Prabhu, and he also sent some of his followers, some scholars. At that time, there was a very scholarly assembly. So at the time Maharaj, he saw that in Galtagati, in the forest, in the mountain there is a Siddha Bhumi, place of perfection. Now all Sampradayas had one question, that why is Radharani being blessed beside Govinda? There's Govinda, Madan Mohan, Gopinath. They manifested alone. Radharaman came alone. Radha alone. Where did Radharani come from? How didn't she come? So I said there was this debate. There were some for and some against. I said there were so many logical arguments, dissertations, saying, should remove Radharani from here. So the king, he was a devotee. He was a Gaudiya Vaishnava. So he was very concerned. So then Bhaktivedanta Prabhu, he came. And then he answered all their questions. But they said, oh, you don't have, your Sampradaya cannot be recognized. How can it be part of Madhva Sampradaya? Because Madhva Sampradaya don't accept you. They don't worship Radharani in Madhva Sampradaya. They only worship Gopal. If you worship Radharani, then you have to give us evidence. So how can we accept the authenticity of your Sampradaya? Because you have no commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, on the Shruti Smriti Purana. And Maharaja Prabhu, first of all, he was a Siddhanta Ratna. Whatever Siddhanta is present in all the Shastras, and Radharani's, all the Shastras, they mention Radharani as being Swarup Shakti, as the essence of Allah Adani. Without Radha Krishna is Nirvishesha Nirvikar Brahma. He is formless. Sita, Lakshmi, Narayani, Uma, Rama, they are all the potencies of Bhagavan. And Uma, Rama, Satya, Rukmini, they are all part and parcels of Srimati Radharani. So he published the Siddhanta Ratna, and he published all these different forms of evidence. But then they also said he write a commentary on the Shruti Smriti Purana. Then we'll recognize what he's saying. Or else we'll never accept his Sampradaya. He said he'll have to give him time. So they'll think, oh, if you give him time, he'll steal from here and there. And you'll just write something. And you'll say, this is mine. Like nowadays, what's happening? They'll just take here from here, there. And then they'll take the tail of an elephant, ear of a horse, legs of a donkey, and then they make one very astonishing creature. And then for this, they get DLit, they get big degrees, they open a research center, and then they say they become direct, DLit. They take from here, there, and then they write their own views. So then they said, we won't give you time. We'll only give you 3 days time. Then we'll accept what you're saying, or else we'll not accept what you're saying. So at that time, Prabhu went to Govinda Devi when he asked, what is your desire? You wish to be Nirvishesh Brahma, because then Radharani will not stay here, or you want to be Nirakar. If you are really Gopal, Govinda of Vraj, then you'll have to anyhow preserve the sanctity of the Vrajavasis. You have to preserve their sacred portion. Without Radharani, you're nothing. Vrajas are everything. The Vrajavasis are here everything. Dwarka and Mathura are Naimitik. Braj is Nitya. You are not Mathuranath. You are not Dwarkadish. You are Brajendranandan Shamsundar. You are Jashodanandan. You are Radharaman, Radhakanta, Radhagovind, Radhagopinath, Radhamada, Radha Shamsundar. And this, you yourself have to prove. Bhaktivedanta Prabhu told Govinda. And Govinda starts smiling. He says, I always take the side of Vraj. And I manifest the speciality of Vraj. This is my desire. So I sit down in your right, and I'll dictate to you. And so for 3 days, 3 nights, even before that, he had written this entire commentary on the Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Sutra, and on the Bhagavad, Shruti Smriti Purana, everything. He wrote everything down. And then, so how does Vani become Shabda Brahmamaya? It's not just Shabda. And so, they hadn't seen such words in the history of this world in any scripture because it's a Shabda Brahma. These words written by Baldev Devotion Prabhu were Shabda Brahma, self-manifest, so they could not find any of these words in any of the scriptures, so they all became silent. Then he showed that Govinda, he is the origin, Radha Govinda, the origin of all incarnations, expansions, all the Guna avatars, Manvan avatars, Avesh avatars, Leela avatars, Yuga avatars, they all come from, not even Govinda, they come from Gurudeva Vishnu. So Rama and all the other incarnations, Ram Narsingha, Narayan, these three Paravastha avatars, they don't come directly from Krishna. They come from, neither do they come from Baldev Sankarsha. Then whom do they come from? They are Bhagavans. They're Bhagavans Aishwarya Murti. There is Aishwarya Murti and then there is Madhurya Murti. There is Aishwarya Prakash. There is Vaibhav Prakash. There are the Paravastha avatars. Who? Ram, Narayan, Narsimha. So when Baldev Devotion went to Kaltagati, all the time they all, so then there were the Maharaja Sampradaya, Nimbarka Sampradaya, all the Acharyas were there. And so Gurudeva also went to this place, and all the devotees, they received him. And they said, and Maharaj, they told Maharaj, they were always busy in our services, so you have come from Vrindavan, so kindly speak some Harikatha to us. So Maharaj, he said, you stay near Govinda Dev. You say, Govinda Dev himself has spoken on the glories of Vraj and the Vrajvasis. By this, the entire world will achieve auspiciousness. So then all the devotees, they worship and they pray to Gurudev that since you published all the granthas of the Goswamis, you'll also have to publish this. Because that time, no one cared for Hindi Bengali. Because Hindi Bengali was like colloquial language. Stress was given on Sanskrit. Because Sanskrit is the language of the Shastras. So all the Goswami granthas were in Sanskrit. And Maharaj, in a very simple way, in Hindi, for 7 days, continuously, he gave classes from Pramaya Ratnavali, Siddhanta Ratna, and Govinda Bhashya. So he spoke Harikatha on all these three scriptures. And then Maharaj, he translated the Siddhanta Ratna. But then what did he say? He saw that those granthas that Baldev Devotion Prabhu had. And then when he went to the Goshais in Jaipur temple, he saw these granthas. You can have darshan of these granthas only once a year, where they clean these granthas, they do puja and they preserve them. Because Bhagavan, by his Vigra, just as they are most worshipable, his scriptures are even more worshipable. So that they have big boxes. The king had preserved all these books. Now that he just pile some cloth and throw them away now. So the king, he made very nice wooden boxes, wooden chests. And then inside out they're sealed completely so that no worms can enter inside, insects, and eat these books. At the time these books are preserved by itra, chandan and all these fragrant substances. So Maharaji saw Pramaya Ratnavali, Siddhanta Ratna. And what is available outside, there's so much difference between the two. Between the original manuscript and what is being sold in the shops outside. They have no connection. Some people, They've left the last part of the book. Like if you look at the Bhagavad Gita from Gita Press, many shlokas are missing. So when we do Gita Jayanti, when we read all the shlokas, there's so many shlokas missing from this Gita Press edition. So this the main shlokas are missing. No one knows where they are. And it seems that there's no logical, because anything that precedes the previous shlokas, there should be some logical understanding to it, but there seems to be no logical understanding. So Maharaja went to this Gurudeva Mandir, and he went to Kaltagati, and then this way he translated all these books. And then he also had that published from Bhaktivedanta Samiti. At that time, the Calcutta University faculty, they requested these books from Gurudev. Please give us these books and we'll do a curriculum based on these books, and then we'll return these books to you. And then the government took these books away. And the government published these books. And then the government put their own name. It became theirs. So they took what was published even in Vedanta Samiti by Devananda Gaudiya Math. But then anyhow they mentioned Gurudev's name, Devananda Gaudiya Math's name. They did mention. Anyhow, by Gurudev's mercy, whatever books have been published, others, they take it and they also publish it in their own names. And they also remove the names of the devotees who helped. So I was very surprised at how they can do like this. But then what will be the result? So Maharaj used to say that why? Government didn't remove their names. So then Gurudev, he said, you'll have to publish this Vedanta Bhashya on Vedanta Sutra, on Brahma Sutra. And my Guru Maharaj also, he went to the Jaipur library, and he also, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had also published one book, the Satkrisa Deepika and Sanskar Deepika, written by Gopal Bhatta Goswami. But the Acharyas said they don't accept. They put a case. This is not Gopal Bhatta Goswami's. We published this is ours, not Gopal Bhatta Goswami's. So then this case was running from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's time. Then my Guru Maharaj, he went to the Jaipur library and then he saw the original grantha that was written by Gopal Bhatta Goswami, the Satkrisa Deepika, Sanskar Deepika, because the regulations for sannyasi, grihastha, brahmachari, they've all been mentioned there. How the samadhi should be given, what are the duties of Vaishnava. It's a mool is Satkrisa Sanskar Deepika, and then Hari Bhakti Vilas, Vraj Bhakti Vilas has been published. But there is no book like Vraj Bhakti Vilas. There is this Hari Bhakti Vilas written. But one thing is that, I just said there are some granthas. So if you have any original manuscripts, you should preserve them. Or else they might make some changes and say this is the original manuscript. And many changes can be done. So this way, the original content will be lost. And which book will you consider? And when we collected Chakravarti Thakur's commentary on Chaitanya Charitamrita, Then my Guru Maharaj, Gurudev, they had one copy each. So then Gurudev said, alright, let me see if this is real or not. After going through the entire library, so there was some Vandana Mangalacharan. It was alright. But then everything else was full of Mayavad conceptions. Like you see, Prakashananda and Prabhupada, the same person. So, well, how can Chakravarti Thakur say this? That Prakashananda and Prabhupada are the same. Then, say that the Vaishnava should not wear saffron cloth. Because Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Srila Goswami, they wore saffron. Madhendra Puri, Ishwar Puri, Paraman Puri, and all the followers. Then should they also be worn white cloth? Should they also be dressed in white? The original grantha, there's no description like that in Chakravarti Thakur's original manuscript. So the whole thing was done, but still hadn't been published. If anyone would publish it, then they'll say, oh, my Guru Maharaj is translated, so therefore there's authority. I say many things like this happen. So sometimes there's some kirtans of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, like Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan. There they say Jai Jai Gopishwara Vrindavan Maj. They say Jai Gopishwar, Jai Vrindavan Maj. So this is Gopeshwar, so then how did Gopeshwar come? And they say there are many alterations. In the original kirtan, what is said that should be sung. This is like spiritual criminality. This is not just stealing, this is something else. They force you to add your own thing. Conceptions. And then they took some kirtans. And then also mentioned their own names at the end. This way will be cheated of Paramatma. Narottam Thakur has done kirtan. His kirtans, Narottam Thakur, his Anuragmai, Lalsamai, everything has been mentioned. And by his mercy, by remembering these kirtans, singing them, then we also will enter into the moods of these kirtans. Or else, independently, we cannot be inside the realm of Bhakti. We will be very far from there. Therefore, Maharaj, when he made all arrangements to publish Govinda Bhashya, so that time, my Guru Maharaj, in the time, he said, Bhakti Shri Siddhanti Maharaj has written this commentary on Brahma Sutra in Bengali, also the commentary on Gita in Bengali, in 3 volumes. So being under his shelter, we should work on these books. Means we have to take his translations, his commentaries, and also Bhakti-Vedanta Maharaj and all the Sampradaya-acharyas. Before any granth would be published, they would collect all these granthas and they'd see where the original grantha was, and then they'd compare with the original grantha and the other editions. So Sai Maharaj, like he published his original Gita, he took the essence of Baldevi Darshan Prabhu and Mishra Thakur, and he said this is Bhagavad Gita as it is. How could he say this? Because he made sure whatever he written was the line of his Param Guru, Paratpar Guru, Parameshti Guru. And then this way he sat near Bhagwan's Parikars, and being on the shelter of Sat Goswamis, he did everything. He'd speak whatever written to Sat Goswamis, and then if it's not proper, then how would it benefit the world? It will be just like a novel, like a newspaper. I just take some article, publish it, and won't be beneficial to anyone. This way, Kaviraj Goswami, before he published Chaitanya Charitamrita, he went and he prayed to all the devalayas, to all the temples, and he prayed. So Maharaj also, he'd go and he'd pray, go to his Guru, Param Guru, and he'd pray. And when he started, at time all these Pandits of Vraj, Devanvada Shastri, Ramdas Shastri, Gorakshar Shastri, Gaur Krishna Shastri, Radharaman Goswami, all these big acharyas, they all became very happy seeing what Maharaj, seeing that Maharaj had compiled all these things. Because if these compilations hadn't been done, then people, they'll write whatever they feel like, and then everything will be spoiled. Sampradaya will be lost. Therefore, Mayavad and Sahajiavad enters this line. So time one Gurudeva, he told Maharaj, he gave him this small book, Sajayadalan, and then these 13 Apasampradayas are mentioned. Aur Bala Katava Nida Sadivadi Sajay Sakivagi Smart Chat Krishai Tibadi Churatari Gorangnari. So say these 13 are the Apasampradayas. No, Barangdev 7 to 39. Like we see in Bhagavatam, the 12 cantos. In Odisha, they have the 13th canto. There are many people who make their own interpretations, who don't consider the originality of any scripture. Like the Ganga is flowing on our own, but then there's some rivers which mix into our water. But you see, Ganga has a potency to purify everything. She doesn't actually mix with the other rivers. If the other rivers merge into her, they will lose their existence. But Ganga will never lose her existence. Like this Ajay Nadi, any river can mix into her, but she remains unaffected. So the acharyas had not come then. And we'll just listen to someone and publish it as a grantha. And they say, this is not suitable for bhajan bhakti, not beneficial. So these granthas are being published. Then at that time, Maharaj, first of all, he published Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Buddha, Vajal Nirmani Kiran, Bhagavatamrit Khana, Madhuri Kadambini, Aishwarya Kadambini. Madhuri Kadambini was very difficult, and Aishwarya Kadambini wasn't even available. Anyhow, he compiled this book, which was in a very worn-out condition. And Maharaji prayed to the entire Guru Varga, to my Guru Maharaj, everyone. And they published these books in the Sanskrit scholars. Because even if one word goes here and there, the bhav will be lost, essence will be lost. Then the Imlitala Gaudiya Sangacharya, Bhakti Saranga Maharaj, there was one Maharaj called Bhakti Sar Maharaj. Then some disciples from Prabhupada from South India, Purushottam Das and Raghu Pandit Das, they were big scholars in Sanskrit. They were disciples of Prabhupada. So Maharaj, first of all, he gave them the books. That can you please look at these books once and see if everything's alright. Then we'll publish, or else we'll not publish. Then go to all the acharyas, and then if any corrections are to be made, then they'd be made. And then there'll be big sabhas, assemblies, and then if there be any mistakes, then the mistakes will be corrected. And then if there be some confusion, then they'd say why this confusion results. Like nowadays, they say that all the granthas of Premananda Thakur, they say this is not his grantha. Some say this is ours. And then they say Premananda Thakur, he kept the disciple of his disciple with him, and he made him study, he did everything for him. Now they say no, everything is his, not his. Everything is his, he did everything. So this is court case. This is not Gaudiya Sampradayas. So they say the original shlokas when Kaviraj Goswami had written Chaitanya Charitamrita, at that time there's a list of all the granthas written. They say all the granthas written by the Sat Goswamis. They also written all the books that have been published before. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he had written this, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, whatever they written. Jiva Goswami has written, they have all been published. But they say that this book has been published by our Acharya, but has name been mentioned in any of the scriptures at that time, who were his contemporaries. And then they can be accepted as Praman. So this is one who has the stick, he has the buffalo. Because one he does, one who by force he cannot have Paramartha. All this theory and all these things cannot exist in Paramartha. This is, whatever these books, they embody the Samadhi Bhasha. Once they are, they manifest in the heart. Then when they appear, then you see these scriptures are self-manifest. Like if you read Ujjalni Vani Bhaktar Samrit Sindhu, then you'll see that whatever has been described in these books, and when you read Priti Sandarbha, you'll see that they're the same, but they're not the same. There's so much more. Like you see, there's some speciality in each of these granthas. In the same way, as Tattva Sandarbha, Paramatma Sandarbha, Krishna Sandarbha, Bhakti Sandarbha, Priti Sandarbha, Bhagavad Sandarbha, the explanations given in these Sandarbhas they're unprecedented. So the Gaudiya Math also have published these granthas. So they say you have to see that the original shlokas, they should not be altered. If they are altered, then slowly everything will be lost. Bhav will be lost. Therefore my Guru Maharaj, he would say that Maharaj is we should do some. We should please Bhagwan, and then this can be accomplished. See, the granthas of the acharyas, if you don't pray to the acharyas, they don't make these granthas manifest Naraj, they don't give darshan, give that mercy. Then how can they be presented as evidence, all these granthas? Like what Madhvacharya do? He wrote his commentary on the Vedanta, Brahma Sutra, on the Mahabharata, on the Bhagavad Gita. He made all these translations. Then you see, who can I show them to? Then he went straight to Badrinath, Badrikashram, with his disciples. And then he had Abhishek of Badrinarayan. And then he sat there. Whatever he had written, he kept there in front of Badrinarayan. He said, now we'll have to see that what I've translated, what I'm going to publish, is it proper or not? Because Vasudev, he is the root of all acharyas. And when he started doing tapasya, Vasudev, he appeared. He was so happy and he said, I have 4 disciples, Vaishampayana, Jaimini, Pailo, Sumanto. I gave them instructions on Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha, respectively. And when Sukadeva Goswami came, I spoke to him on this 5th attainment of life. That is Prem. That is, I made him, I spoke the Bhagavad Puran to him. And then Madhvacharya, what he had written, Vyasadeva, he read. And he became so happy. And then he published it for the entire world. Then Shankaracharya, when the arguments taking place with the Mayavadis, then Madhvacharya not just defeat them, he also removed all their conceptions, these erroneous conceptions. And then again this Madhva Bhashya was written on all these scriptures. And then Vyasadeva, he again appeared and he read these commentaries of Madhvacharya. He said, this is rice and this will conquer the world. These commentaries. This Acharya Ramanuj also, he first saw that the Alvars before, there were many shlokas there written on Bhagavan's Tattva. So he only found 40 shlokas from his god brothers and acharyas. But there were 4,000 shlokas. So he asked his god brothers, how can I publish them? So they said, you'll have to do sadhana for this tapasya. And the alvars themselves will come and give you everything. And then after many years, Acharya Ramanuj, he started doing tapasya. And then by Varadaraj mercy, by Ranganath's mercy, the alvars appeared and they gave him all these shlokas. This way, as they dictated, he wrote down everything. And then the Vaishnavas had written this Bodhayan commentary. This was in Kashmir. Shankaracharya's, the time his main place was in Kashmir, where all the Kashmiri Pandits were. When Ramanacharya from South India, he came all the way to Kashmir, bringing Quraysh with him. When he came there, that time, he went there and he prayed to them. Can I go and look at some books in the library? They said yes. This way. Anyhow, you can see this Vaishnava commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, which is the Bodhayan Bhashya. Whoever had these granthas, they were the owners, so they had stolen everything. And then, so then Ramanacharya did everything. He stayed for some time, and the Monday he took these granthas and he left. Then in the morning they saw that the sadhu is not here. And the Ashu is also not there. Then they went behind them. And anyhow, they took these granthas back. So Maharaja, he became very sad. So that time, Quresh, who was a sevak, he said, "Oh Guruji, why are you so sad?" He said, "Because this Vaishnava Bhasha is the Buddha Bhasha. There is no greater commentary on the Vedanta Sutta in this Bhasha, but they have taken it back. They don't let it publish." So Guruji said, "Oh Guruji, when you were resting in the night, then I read the entire grantha and I memorized it. Now I'll speak it and you can write it down." And Maharaja became so surprised. Just see the sevak. He is such a sevak. And so he was speaking and Maharaja was writing everything down. So just see how the sevak was. He memorized everything by heart. He didn't sleep the entire night. Once my Guru Maharaj also, he was in Kharagpur in Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj. So then they studied in the same school, Thakur Bhaktivedanta Institute in Mayapur. They stayed in the ashram together. So then they called Janardhan Maharaj, called Vam Maharaj to his mat. And Janardhan Maharaj didn't have any disciples, so Vam Maharaj gave his own sevak to Janardhan Maharaj, saying, "Go and stay there." He gave his own sevaks. So then Param Gurudev, Mam Maharaj, Trikar Maharaj, Gurudev, they all went to Janardhan Maharaj because it was his Vyas Puja there in Kharagpur. So one day Janardhan Maharaj, he said, "Hello Maharaj, every day you take the keys to the gate and you open the gate and you go and you come before Mangalarti. Where do you go? Please tell me. Else how can I answer others? Because the key is with me. So kindly tell me, where do you go?" At 10 or 11. After Shanarti, you take the key and you go somewhere and you come before Mangalarti. Please answer my question. Son Maharaji. Where are you going? So then Maharaj, just smiling, said, "Sadhu Sannyasi, where are you going? It's not like you can do parikrama there also. Temples are closed and people will say some things." And Maharaj said, "Alright, tomorrow when I'll go, you can come with me." So say, God brothers, they are very close to each other. So then, say 1 week had passed. Then he said, "Alright, I'll come with you." Then they saw at 10 or 11 in the night, there was a big library there, Kharagpur. There was a university there. And he was so attached to this Paravidya. And then he went to the library and he spoke to the manager and he said, "Give me the key and I want to see all the granthas." And whole night he'd be reading these granthas and making notes. So these granthas are not so easily published. So much research was done by the acharyas. They never rest during the day, never sleep during the night. And then whatever they had written, what they had collected from the main granthas, they'd again write it down. Because at that time there was no typewriter. And then again translate from Sanskrit. So much difficulty. Then when we came to the temple, Maharaj would say, if anyone hasn't read the 108 Upanishads, the 18 Puranas, which are the Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic Puranas, the 108 Upanishads, what is the meaning of Upanishad? Upanishad means anyhow, you can go how near Bhagavan. Upa means to be near. How can you take your soul near to Bhagavan? Bring yourself in proximity to Bhagavan. Then you'll have to take shelter of Upanishad. You have to read these Upanishads, very essential. But if one doesn't have ruchi and by force he tries to read, even if you tell him to read, he won't read. And even if you describe this book, he will not listen. He has no ruchi. Therefore, the Guru Varga, by listening, by remembering them, by praying to them, by knowing their specialities, you can love ruchi. So Maharaja and the Guru Varga are so much attached to these granthas. Even when Gurudeva would be resting, even at that time, he'd be reading these granthas. He had so much attachment to reading these granthas. Sometimes Gurudeva would say, sometimes I won't even sleep for half an hour, even for 5-6 days. I'd be reading continuously. There also is a huge library in Balai Panda. During the day, I'd have no time to read. So whole night we'd be taking these books from the libraries and we'd be reading. At that time, take the essence of all these granthas. My Guru Maharaj would say, Guru Maharaj knew everything. So even when Param Gurudeva would read all these books, he'd be making so many corrections to all these books. We'd see that even Parameshwar didn't have such omniscience, it seemed. Like we see, Param Gurudeva was busy during the entire day, but still during the entire night be awake and making all these corrections. So when Sadguru Swamis came to Vrindavan, they didn't have even one extra piece of cloth, nothing. Where did they get all these granthas? At that time there was no pen to write also. They didn't have any proper house. Where did they write? Where would they keep these manuscripts? Because can they carry all these pages with them? These leaves with them from one place to another? Because the Goswamis, they stay under different trees every night. There are no candles, no lamps, nothing. Nothing to even eat properly. But still they give so many quotations. Skanda Puran, Valmiki Puran, Valmiki Ramayan, Padma Puran. They're quoting so many verses. When did they have the time to do this? Instead of doing Parikrama, Madhugari, Dandavati, where did they get time? So then Maharaji said, you see, the Bhatta Jivas, they're always attached to the objects of Maya. So they only glorify your Maya and her opulence. But those who are Paravidyanuragi, Ragatmik Vrajavasi, they are very attached to the Shastras. Samhita, Puranas, Chanda, Alankars. Just by remembering, meditating on them, they appear before them. This way they make so many quotations. Their publication will never stop. Because they'll remember Vyasadeva and say whatever books Vyasadeva had written would appear in front of them. And whatever they remember, immediately appear. If you go on your laptop, you do Google search, then so many results will appear. For them, there is no need to Google search. Automatically, just by remembering, everything will appear in front of them. So they say, Bhagwan's desire, everything appears to the Anuragi Jans and they manifest all these granthas. Because Mahaprabhu's desire was that he empowered them. And Mahaprabhu sent the Goswamis to Braj. So then, even Maharaj would say that my Guru Maharaj, he ordered me. The Santas all requested me, so I am publishing all these granthas. I compile them and I publish them. And wherever Maharaj would go, what we do, he'd say that this publication should not stop. Even now they don't study, they don't understand today. Then anyhow, if they start, then Mahaprabhu and his associates, they'll empower. And if one doesn't know anything, because one cannot understand this is a prakrit vastu. But by their mercy, everything will happen by their desire. But still, you must not steal. That you take from here, from there, and then you put your own name there. No. By praying, you'll have this revelation. Prakrit vastu. Doesn't say, Maharaj? he published all these granthas. Like whatever books Swami Maharaj published, he would send to Maharaj. If you see in a library there in Mathura, all these books that he had published would be there. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, all these books in Hindi, English, Bengali, whatever he would publish, whatever the other acharyas would publish, they would send to Gurudeva. Because we've seen how Maharaj would give them in his almirah there. And if you had to write other evidence, then Maharaj would say, I will have to see the shlok index for all the granthas written on tal leaves. Even if you go now to Ramananda's house in Pentapole, then you can see Ramananda is written as Jagannath Vallabh Natak. Even now you can see all these tal leaves that you can have darshan of. First the tal leaves would be boiled, and then they'd be cooled, and then whatever would be written would leave an indelible impression on these leaves. Because it was written 500 years before in the Odeon language. Still now it has been preserved. And Goswami wrote in Sanskrit. So this is when Maharaj would have his followers take pictures of these manuscripts, and then by these pictures it would be preserved, because if there's any debate tomorrow, then you can show this evidence. Guru Maharaj, he was such a smritidhar. Gaudiya used to call him a living dictionary. Anything they have to inquire from, that come to Guru Maharaj. Any acharya would come there. He'd never forget what he read once. He had committed all the Vedas, Upanishads, everything to memory. So he got this page, that shlok, you can see he had such strong memory, even through Vikram Maharaj also. Maharaj would say that, okay, I cannot remember as much as them, and therefore I take their support. There's also Gurudeva's humility, because he published so many books, 45 books in Hindi, English, 80-90 books he published in such a short time. And therefore, we pray to our Guru Varga that we can enter into this path of pure bhakti and follow.
Jayanandana Andana Gopejana Vallabha Radha Nayaka Nagarasya Jana Vallabha Radha Nayaka Jaya Nijakanta Kande Kalavara Jaya Jaya Prayati Bhavami Jaya Brada Jaya Lochana Mangala Jaya Nadia Bhakti Narayana Jaya Nandana Gopijana Vallabha Radha Nayaka Jaya Jaya Sri Rama Sudama Subala Arjuna Premavardhana Navagana Rupa Jaya Ramadeswandara Priya Sahachara Jaya Jagamohana Jaya Nandana Gopijana Vallabha Radha Jaya Tirumala Bala Rama Priya Nuja Jaya Jaya Nityananda Nanda Hare Rama